So let's talk about why he's pissing people off. So people are criticizing Chris Columbus's comments about the Harry Potter reboot for several reasons, and it's largely centered on the idea that they come off kind of as defensive, and also that he's sort of missing the point of the new adaptation. So this backlash stems from his questioning the purpose of the new series, while simultaneously complaining Hagrid's costume is too similar to the one that they designed. Okay, so and like what he said is so contradictory. Fans and critics also noted that was a conflicting statement. And some see the criticism as hypocritical because Columbus's own film adaptations are super loved by fans. Like myself, I watch Harry Potter almost every day, like literally almost every day. But for a care, but like, how can I say this? He took a lot of liberties with the book series, and that's why a lot of fans are calling him a hypocrite. You know what I mean? And others point out that it's natural for a reboot to maintain core visual elements, especially for a character like Hagrid. I mean, you don't really got to change much. People got to understand. A major reason for Columbus's perceived lack of self-awareness in this quote is that the original films, right, they did set the visual tone that has defined the franchise for the past 20 years. The look of the original characters, including Hagrid's costume, is now a part of the Harry Potter brand, right? So, and it's not just a part of the Harry Potter brand, it's it's a part of the merchandise, it's a part of the theme parks, and it's a part of the Harry Potter culture. All right. And by echoing the original design, the reboot is really simply just trying to appeal to the fan base and avoid alienating viewers from too many changes. And this also, right, in this quote, which is funny because he talks about this, which confuses me, right? He also, it seems like in this quote, though, he's ignoring the need for a more faithful adaptation. Right. So Columbus's remarks also face pushback because they ignored the most compelling reason for the reboot's existence, right? Which is to adapt the books more faithfully. Okay. The original films had significant time constraints, forcing the creative team to cut the important plotlines characters like, Peeves and all the stuff like that, right? And the new show with the longer runtime is being promoted as a more comprehensive and faithful adaptation for fans who felt the films left too much out. And this isn't a cash grab, you know what I mean? And so for some, Columbus's comments confirm a widely held suspicion that the reboot is primarily a cash grab, and his questioning of the series point, it reinforces this cynical view that like little will be new in the show, and it will exist mainly to profit from the existing franchise. When you have a voice like him speaking to like that, like that's how it could really come off. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to talk about some other things that he did say because, and this is why I think some of the perception, right? And like all of this that I just said is not all of what I think he's saying, right? But I also do think that like it's weird. So let me read this Deadline article of what he also said here, because this is what made me I was like, okay, like this is super weird here. Okay. He said, but that's not to say he's against the TV reboot. He may have recently spoken out against the idea of remaking his Home Alone movies, but he definitely approves the return of the Wizarding World. If anything, he's jealous. Hear this. That the great thing about it is that with the first and second and third book, we wanted to do it all. We wanted to bring all of that onto the screen, and we didn't have the opportunity, he says. Columbus references the characters Peeves from the first Harry Potter novel that never made it into the film. He said, we didn't just have the time to develop the character. Plus, a storyline where Harry and Hermione have to drink potions and worry that they may be poisoned. Here's another thing he said. We could never get that incredible scene into the film, and I'm sure it'll be in the HBO series. So for me, it's an opportunity to bring all those scenes to life. So it's weird because in one quote, he says what he thinks, but then in the other quote, he kind of understands what they're trying to do. So this is my thoughts of all this. This is what I think happened. I think bro just said how he felt. When he first saw the Hagrid, he got pissed off. Why? They're just copying what I'm doing, even though if you read the book's pretty close description. And, I think Chris Columbus understands why they're doing it. I think he understands why they're doing a reboot. He just didn't he felt like they were just, copying it. That was pretty much it. So as it, fans could be pissed off. I mean, did I get annoyed? I got more annoyed because when people comment like this, right? When people do things like this, it gives fans more of a place to complain. So the fans that are unlawfully judging the Harry Potter reboot, calling it woke, calling it stuff, all this crap. When Chris Columbus says stuff like this, it gives them the cojones to go and do and just trash it more, make more videos of just hating the show without giving it a chance for us to actually see the freaking show. I think that's why stuff like that annoys me, and that's why I think a lot of fans are annoyed. But I mean, it's whatever, bro. It's whatever. He pissed off fans. It is how it is. I mean, but he did end up saying, he ended up saying the fact that, he understands why they're doing it to add more that he missed, that he wasn't able to do. But Chris Columbus, remember, brother, I'm looking at you on my screen right now. You took a lot of liberties, a lot of liberties. So yeah, I ain't tripping about it though. I think Chris Columbus did a great job with what he was able to do, and we're going to see it. I don't want to say done right, but we're going to see a more faithful adaptation coming out, and we'll be ready for that.